Здравствуйте, Namaskar. In our last episode, we discussed about the Rajas of Kolkata who played important roles in their lives to know, to propagate more about Russia and also to introduce India to the Russian people. However, during this British period, at the beginning of almost of the 19th century, we know that in Kolkata and in Serampur, there were few publications, mainly run by the British missionaries, which gave publicity or which presented some informations about Russia and the people. And also they dealt with the monarch or the king, which is popularly known as Tsar of Russia, their roles and their activities. Perhaps the Digdarshan, which we mentioned about in our talk, gave the first introduction on Russia and her people under the title Russia. Simultaneously, Samachar Dorpon and other journals also started giving some informations, maybe not absolutely correct informations, but they tried to introduce Russia to India. And when these missionaries they published the book on geography and astronomy, they also mentioned about the country called Russia. We were lucky enough sometimes after that to receive a person who was not a journalist, who was not an aristocrat, who was not an army officer, but came to India with a different post, very interesting one, that he became the first head bishop of Kolkata at the age of 40. He lived in Kolkata for the 2 years, but before coming to Kolkata, he went to Russia to know the people, to know the customs, to know the culture of that country. He was a student of Oxford under some William Jones, who was the founder of the Asiatic Society in Kolkata, which had close connection afterwards with its Russian counterpart, the Imperial Academy of Sciences, the Botanical Survey, the Museum Department, and such other organizations which were interested to know more about India and her people. So, being a student of Sir William Jones, who wanted to introduce India not as the country of wealth only, wealth means financial wealth or mineral wealth, but also India possesses a huge wealth of intellectual property. It created some sensations, some interest in the minds of a young student who was the first bishop of Kolkata under the British rule in India. His name was Reginald Heber. At the age of 23, he wanted to visit Russia and he went there with a mission, as I said earlier, to know more about the country and the people. He was fascinated. He was fascinated from his student life about the Eastern culture or the Oriental culture. And he came to know that in Russia he could find both Eastern and the Western culture. In his student days, while he was on horseback, he was thinking himself as the tribal head As the young children, sometimes they like to imagine their roles in different forms in the society. So when he went to Russia, he was thrilled. He found a country with multinational population, multicultural population. He was so thrilled, he even wrote to his mother that he has come to a country where he could see his own childhood in reality. He found very big interest in the lives of the Koshak people and in the life of the Kalmyk people. He wondered how two different nationalities live together in that country. His experience was such that when he went to Moscow and in St. Petersburg, he looked at the Kremlin and he imagined his own childhood days. He went to different places of Russia, in different areas of Russia. He was there for few months, and when he came back to England after that, he started telling to his friends, to his acquaintances, and he started writing an article about the history of the Koshak people in the Quarterly Journal. When his articles were being published, he had to leave his country because he was offered with the post of chief bishop in Kolkata. He was again very much thrilled because he has interest always for the culture of the East. While coming to India, when he was crossing the Orissa sea coast, when he looked at the famous Jagannath temple of Puri, it reminded him the old churches of Russia. When he was passing through the Bay of Bengal before coming to Kolkata, the river and even the riverside muds reminded him River Don. Like that, he reached to Kolkata with love for Russia. By that time, Britishers were little afraid of Russia and they created a Russophobia to the people of India that Russia might attack any time. And it was he who practically shattered the myth of Russophobia. He introduced Russia in a different way, that the Russia and the people, how good they are. And even when he was traveling from Kolkata to other places, say for example, he was going to Chinsura, there was no railway line at that time. And when there was a storm in the river, he saw that the boatmen, they were praying to the god for mercy, and it reminded him the boatmen of Crimea. Like this way, he was comparing always with India and Russia. When he went to the areas of Esplanade, when he saw the town hall, governor house, and other buildings, and he visited when the rich people's house of Kolkata of the feudal lords, he was astonished and he found similarity with St. Petersburg. He even wrote to his mom that here in Kolkata, I see it's a different Russia. It's like St. Petersburg and Moscow, and all are Muscovites. He came to India not as the British colonial rulers came. People were looking at the British colonial rulers with some expectation and fear. But when he came, he said that he came to India not to give anything, but to receive something more of its culture. He was very much interested to tell to the people, and even the similarity which he found, he tried to compare it with different aspects of Russia architecture. For example, a place called Ranaghat, which is very close to Kolkata, he saw some abandoned door of the palace and he compared it with the door of the Kremlin. When he went to other places like in Delhi and Agra, he also found the similarities of the forts of Delhi and Jaipur and Agra with the forts of Russia. With the people, when he went to Kanpur and Almora, he found the similarities of the local tribes with the Russian people. When he went to Saharanpur, when he saw the gypsies were dancing and singing, he looked at the musical instruments and he wondered how similar the musical instruments were with the musical instruments of Russia. He was the pathfinder or the beginner, we should say, before Reverend James Long, who came after him and who became also the bishop in Kolkata. His role with the people of India, his support for the people of India is known to us, but also we should remember this Bishop Heber, who was the initiator of breaking the myth, the anti Russian myth, which the Britishers or the colonial rulers propagated, that Russia is the country of the savage people, Russia is the country where man eaters live, and Russia is the country of the barbarians, and this country has no ethics. He was the first man who had first hand information, not some information through some other persons, but who had some personal information, personal knowledge, personal acquaintance with the Russia and the people. He could tell about Russia to the people of India, to the people of Kolkata, to the people of Bengal. We pay our respect, our homage to this great soul who was one of the pioneers of Russian Indian cultural understanding. Thank you very much. We say Das Vedanya, we say Punor Darshanayach, we say meet you again.